My question is pertain to 2G. Ministry you are heading. Sir, actually, it is related to audit objections made by CAG on some presumptive losses,
Right.
for which government couldn't make an informed substantive rebuttal, instead of getting indulged into blame game. Result has been the perceptional problem, and today when this country is going to the elections, there is the crisis of perception about corruption.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Now let me just explain this, and I'm very glad you answered that question. Now supposing I want to set up a school in Delhi, right? And the policy of the government is to give that school at institutional rates to private people who want to set up a school. And we give land which is worth 100 crores at a value of 1 crore to set up a school, right? A school is set up, children come to the school and they get education. CAG comes up and says that, look, this is completely wrong. You've caused 99 crores loss to the government. Because had you actually auctioned this land, government would have got 100 crores. And therefore, this is a huge scam in education because you have not auctioned land for school, right? Now, this is the logic of the CAG in 2G. This is the logic of the, one second, this is the logic of the CAG in 2G. He said you should have auctioned the bandwidths. You should auction the airwaves. We did not auction because the policy at that time was to give it along with the license at 1680 crores. And what happened was that a lot of investment came in, the result of which is there are 900 million mobile owners in this country. 900 million. That's the kind of tele-density we have. Had this all been auctioned, we wouldn't have reached this situation.
Do you still think there was zero loss in 2G?
No, it's not a question of zero loss.
No, but you accept that there's a scam.
You tell me,
Yes.
what's the scam?
The scam is that in the manner in which the licenses were given out, regardless of what the policy may have been, there was a scam.
What scam? I want to know, Rahul, you are such an enlightened...
Okay, I will explain.
Please.
I will explain.
Yeah.
A Raja allowed certain private investors to know in advance about specific details about when the licenses would be given out, when they could come and get the forms, when they could fill the forms, giving certain private players a head start over others. There was collusion.
What is the head start? Everybody got a license.
Everybody did not get a license. Some people managed.
Has anybody complained?
No, but people complaining because there's crony capitalism taking place.
You say, Raja, see, I'm not here defending Raja.
Yes.
I want to know what the scam is.
I'm explaining to you what the scam is.
That is Kwe Raja. What is the scam of the government in this?
No, but Raja was your minister. He was the government.
What is the scam?
The scam is that the certain private players were told in advance about what the government intended to do.
But they got it at the same price.
An advantage over the others.
1 second. If I get a license, I have to pay 1680 crores. Right? If somebody else gets a license, he also has to pay 1680 crores. So what's the advantage?
No, the advantage is that they managed to pick it up at a very cheap
not
rate.
money. Money is not the advantage, no?
Why? Look at the money that's been traced with Kanimodi. Look at the money that's been traced.
Rahul,
yes.
Please. You just explained something which you cannot defend.
No, I am defending
You said priority was given to some players and not to others, but the license fee is the same. So if there is somebody...
But there are several others who wanted to apply later who didn't get an opportunity because the match had been fixed.
Please don't...
Do you accept all of what A. Raja did, sir?
Certainly not. This is nothing to do with A. Raja.
What are you defending?
I want to know from you what the scam is.
I just explained to you what the scam is.
What is it?
The scam is that certain private players were told in advance about what the government intended to do.
So did they pay less or more?
It's not about whether they paid less or more.
So it's nothing about money then?
It got them an unfair advantage.
So it's nothing to do with money.
It got them an unfair advantage, which is what the courts have...
Nothing to do with money.
If you're so convinced, why are you not being able to argue in a court of law?
We are arguing in a court of law.
And A. Raja ended up in jail. Kanimodi ended up in jail. Did they not? No, he might not have. But the CBI believes they have a case against him. That only the judges can say.
Will anybody else in Congress be convicted?
My question is related to Section 377 as individual sexual orientation is a personal matter. It cannot be dictated by any court or institution or third party. So, do you agree with the Supreme Court
I have
decision?
publicly said so.
Why don't you take it? Why don't you challenge it in the courts?
Sexual orientation is a matter of personal choice within the four corners of your house. Nobody else should be allowed to interfere in it. Now, the question then is, if the Supreme Court disagrees with it, what are our options? One of our options is to pass a law. Now, what is the chance of that law being passed in Parliament? You have opposition from the BJP, that we will not accept such a law. Opposition from other parties that we will not accept a law. So such a law will not pass in Parliament. We can only do things that will happen in Parliament. The position of the government...
No, but why not show your intent
and
the principle?
Please, Rahul Kamal, we do not do politics at the advice of anchors. The fact of the matter is, we have
Maybe
made
things would be better off otherwise.
we
Yes.
are make our position clear. We have made our position clear. And that position is that we are not in favor of the Supreme
But
Court.
Mr. Chidambaram gave an interview in which he said that we'll file a review petition in the
We have
Supreme
filed
Court.
it was rejected.
I know that, but now
Now,
what will you do?
therefore, it is in our court. What we will decide what to do, whether a law can be passed. If it is framed, will it get the support of other political parties? If it doesn't get the support of the political parties, should we introduce such a law in Parliament? All those issues. And then this law will have to go to the Standing Committee. Now, between now and the next Parliament election, the law cannot be passed in any case, even if we were to introduce
And personal liberty will be suppressed till then. Mr.
No, I
Sibal
agree
has
with
made a very spirited defense of the UP. I know there are some hands still up, but we're out of time. Mr. Sibal, thank you very much for joining us on the first edition of Season 2.
Thank you.
Can we have a round of applause, please? You've been a great audience asking some fabulous questions. Thank you all very much for joining us, and thank you, Mr. Sibal, for coming out. You've been pulling no punches and answering all those questions, so thank you very much.